we're sorry if you're waiting for Neighbours, which moved over for us to stay at Wimbledon. However, today's episode will now be shown tomorrow at the usual times.
On the 9th of July 1992, Chris Patten was sworn in as Governor of Hong Kong, navigating a treacherous path through the conflicting interests of diplomats.
This is a dangerous and a reckless policy.
And politicians.
They didn't need to march in. The Chinese could just have turned off the supply of water.
Business tycoons.
I think that they say, so long as we can go on making money, everything's all right.
And pro-democracy lobbyists.
Was it all worth it? Should I have settled for improving my tennis and having a quiet life?
Following the 5-year countdown, Jonathan Dimbleby reports from the eye of the storm that was The Last Governor, tonight at 10:10 on BBC1.
The new issue of the Radio Times includes features on forthcoming BBC programmes, together with complete listings for all television and major satellite channels.
On Newsroom South East tonight, why the unions are threatening to put a stop to some of the biggest construction projects. 4 years on, a family fighting deportation are told they can stay in the country. And Save Our Schools, how a London headmaster is leading the way with some tough discipline. Join us for more at 6:30.
And now on BBC1, the 6 o'clock news with Anna Ford and Jenny Bond.
Two former ministers, Neil Hamilton and Tim Smith, have been condemned in the parliamentary report into the Cash for Questions affair. It said Mr Hamilton's behaviour had been well below the standard. He said he was devastated and amazed by the verdict. A man convicted of the IRA bombing in Hyde Park, which killed 4 soldiers, is to have his case reviewed. Shares and the pound have risen sharply in the city after yesterday's budget. And Britain's high hopes have been dashed at Wimbledon. Rosetsky and Henman are both out. Good evening. 2 former ministers have been severely criticised in the Commons report into the Cash for Questions affair. The report's author, Sir Gordon Downey, said Neil Hamilton and Tim Smith had both received payments from the owner of Harrods, Mohammed Al Fayed, in return for tabling Commons questions. Sir Gordon said their behaviour had fallen well below the standards expected of MPs. 4 other former Conservative MPs have also been criticised.
The covers
30.